finally returned to streaming a few days ago, and as we all expected, he had a very successful first few streams back, but seeing him return has only made me realize how wrong he proved the entire internet, who once called him crazy for some of the things he was saying. You see, even though some of the things Bruce was saying months ago may have come off very negatively, it turns out that since his long departure from social media, a lot of things he once predicted or claimed have now come to light, which has made not only the internet, but a few people who he also had problems with switch up as well.
Sometimes you're right, just not right now, my.
What happened with Bruce anyway, Chad? Did he just disappear? Chat, I feel like he might have been too real for the industry, low-key. Chat, now that I look back at it, chat, yeah, chat, he might have been too real.
Damn, even XQC saying that. Hey, when see, one thing about XQC, he tell how you feel. You know what I'm saying? He might not be right all the time. He might not be wrong all the time. But he gonna tell how he feel, and the way he feel in this clip is absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? Bruce definitely is too real for the industry, but he did some fuck shit in the past. You know what I'm saying? He did some flawed shit in the past, but he's still real though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's still real. Cause at the end of the day, if somebody do some fuck shit on the internet, Bruce gonna keep it real with their ass. A lot of these other niggas, they gonna watch the clip and they gonna sugarcoat it. No cap. They gonna sugarcoat it.
People weren't ready to hear the truth.
But how exactly did these people switch up? Why did they switch up? How has Bruce's return been thus far? Well, that's probably what you're here to figure out. But first, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the Trap House with the biggest trapper. And while you're at it, don't forget to click that very first link down below in my description to join my Discord server and become an official member of the community. Now, with all of that being said, let's get into why the internet loves Brucedropemoff again. Okay, so to start, by now, most of you should know who Brucedropemoff is. He was at one point and arguably still is one of the biggest streamers in the world. He originally built his career off of trolling within the 2K community, but as time progressed, he also progressed as a streamer as well. He was always improving his content and coming up with great ideas over the years, and he went from being the annoying kid trolling on 2K to becoming one of the most respected streamers in the industry. Throughout the years, he's always prioritized one thing in his career, and it wasn't money or clothes. Instead, he focused on building a strong core audience, which became known as his community, DEO. You see, over time, DEO became a very strong part of Bruce's success. His chat became more than just the average chat. They actually ended up becoming a strong part of his content. Whether it was him going through Reddit posts or simply doing text-to-speech confessions, it's without a doubt that DEO has for sure helped Bruce get to where he's at today. In fact, they seem to be the only people on the internet that Bruce could lean on throughout his entire departure away from social media. You see, at one point,
yeah, I must keep it real though. Bruce indeed has been popping longer than 90% of these streamers right now. I can't cap. Bruce has definitely been popping much longer than a lot of these motherfuckers. I can't lie. I cannot lie. I remember it was like what 2K 17 when 2K17 just dropped. I remember motherfuckers started playing Fortnite around that time. You see what I'm saying? And Bruce was in the lobby roasting Cash Nasty. Bruce was popping so much that Cash Nasty had him in his shit. You know what I'm saying? Bruce used to always be on Cash Nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, when I feel like a lot of motherfuckers, they don't respect their elders. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect their elders. And Bruce, at the end of the day, he got a right to feel how the fuck he want to feel. This kind of his shit. He been here longer than Kai. Now Kai surpassed him, but that Coco Melon ass shit, Bruce, I don't know. See, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say if Bruce was doing it, he'll be where you know what I'm saying? But I don't like talking like that. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna leave it right there.
Bruce was loved by many people within the streaming community, and he's often regarded as the bridge that brought two completely different sides of Twitch together. Like before him, there weren't many streamers at all that you would see doing a collab with a streamer like Misgift, while also being able to do a collab with a streamer like Duke Dennis. In better terms, he was the person that helped bring together what was once known as the Poggers and the WNL community. And these two communities colliding would basically become the normal on today's Twitch.
Wait, so What do you do for a living?
I'm a referee. Nah, it's a men's basketball league. I'm from South Carolina, so like I'm a referee in a men's basketball league.
Yo, Miskip talking to Duke Dennis is like, this is one of the things I will never ever think would happen. Like, this is literally the weirdest conversation I have ever listened to in my life.
So with Bruce being such a popular and loved streamer, building a core audience and unifying an entire platform, how exactly did all of this love that he once had all over the internet turn into nothing but hate? Well, it really all began back in spring of 2023, around the time Bruce hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. On the night he was meant to celebrate accomplishing this milestone, he ended up in a Discord call with 2 of his closest friends at the time, Your Rage and Castanet. And these 2 would eventually end up inviting DDG to the call in hopes of squashing a very minor beef that Bruce and DDG had at the time. But this whole thing ended up going terribly and will only further the ongoing problems that the 2 of them had.
But I can respect to where you want to have a real life conversation.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
pause,
before,
I just
right?
had 30K subs. ZDG still at 700. Yo, chat. Thank you for the
30K, chat.
Thank you for the 30K.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, listen. I have a question.
Beyond the streaming shit, I'ma see this nigga, bro. See what he doing, bro. Like, he
Hold on. Bruce, I got a question for you, Bruce. I have a question for you. Come back to your chair. This nigga's so stupid.
Bruh, hell nah. How y'all gonna feel if y'all get trolled like this? Like, imagine you just start doing something. Imagine you just start playing football and then boom. Nigga in your grade already got O's and all type of shit come talking shit to you. Man, you don't even got no offers, man. You was a bitch. What y'all gonna do? Let me know what y'all gonna do. Don't ask me what I'm gonna do. I wanna know what y'all gonna do.
After all of this took place, it started seeming like Bruce could not keep his name out of drama at all. And this would only further after he switched over to the Kick streaming platform. You see, when this whole platform war was going on, it seemed like the streamers who were on the different platforms started beefing as well, because this is where some of the tensions began arising with streamers like Bruce and Castanet. Shortly after switching over to Kick, everything would begin going downhill for Bruce after some damaging DMs would get leaked of him sneak dissing a bunch of pop.
I had to put my shit back to week when I just said, well, nah, I don't want to. Cause shit was booked that we had planned. I don't want to see them niggas there. Beat on them like, bro, the same dates.
Popular streamers such as Aiden Ross, Asho Speed, even his closest friends, Castanet and Rage. Those messages getting leaked really hurt everything that Bruce had going on. After this, he started receiving a lot of hate online. People began calling him things like a snake, and it really just started to pile up, which ultimately led to Bruce becoming less consistent and his viewership steadily dropping. Now, I personally don't believe that the viewership decrease had anything to do with him being in drama or the messages getting leaked, things like that. I think it had everything to do with him just streaming on Kick, because once he returned back to Twitch a little while later, his viewership will once again skyrocket. But unfortunately, even with his viewership going back up, the hatred that he was receiving on the internet practically stayed the same. At the time, every opinion Bruce had was basically looked at as hating, whether he was talking about streamers view botting. Everyone looked at this like he was just hating or he was jealous because he fell off and other people were doing good. It was just always looked at very negatively. But now, months later, everyone on the internet is starting to realize that view botting within the streaming industry is actually a very real problem.
So stop view buying. Everybody in the streaming industry, stop view buying.
Who y'all think be viewed by in the streaming industry? Let me know. Who y'all think bot? You know what I'm saying? Who y'all think got straight bots? See what I'm saying? Let me know.
And bro, like I'm talking to y'all as streamers. Y'all know who I'm talking to too, bro. Stop trying to make yourselves seem bigger than what y'all is, bro. Just work for that shit, gang.
But you see, that wasn't the only thing that Bruce was getting hate for.
Apparently, you can go.
Hold on.
Because he had also ended up in a beef with the entire FaZe clan after people started coming into his chat spamming Lacey Live, which was originally just meant to be a troll, but he ended up completely crashing out and snapping on FaZe in general.
Nigga, you think I give a f if Lacey is live? Nigga, f that fat white ass nigga. You think I give a f? Nigga, f FaZe.
This ended up sparking a reply from the former FaZe CEO Banks, which led to the 2 of them getting into like a back and forth on social media that lasted for a few days.
What?
Yo, just know I'm smacking the shit.
What? Okay. Oh,
and fucking your bitch.
For real?
But I'm gonna take one. Watch, I'm gonna make an example out of you. We both know that I'm fucking your girl first thing tonight, tomorrow.
But you see, during the night that exchange took place, Bruce had mentioned that FaZe has something on the way involving crypto. But you guys know crypto and content creators has always been like a weird, sketchy thing.
Hey, bro. And just wait until y'all see that crypto shit that they up to, twin. They got something cooking, twin. That's why all these trying to, hey, bro, I ain't gonna say too much. I'ma just laugh for right now, bro.
That shit crazy because he literally was spot on with this shit. That's insane. Brad was spot on.
Y'all don't get it. So I'ma just laugh, bro. But just remember what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. Alright? That's all I'ma do. Is laugh.
And sure enough, months later, FaZe Banks, the person who he was having this exchange with, would go viral all over social media for being involved in an alleged crypto scam with some type of like pump and dump scheme that he tried to pin on Aiden Ross, and this all led to him stepping down as the FaZe CEO due to the hate he was receiving online. So while all of this was unfolding in the eyes of the internet, Bruce was completely offline. He wasn't streaming at all, he wasn't posting videos, there was no content being posted at all from Brucedropemoff. The most that the internet would see is a random fit pic maybe once every 2 or 3 months. But even with him being on this extended hiatus, it will only help fans realize that maybe Bruce wasn't some crazy addict who was hating on everything. Instead, maybe, just maybe, he actually had a point all along. And when people came to this realization, that's when Bruce really started to win the internet back over. Even streamers like XQC would admit that he personally thought that Bruce was a bit too real for the streaming world.
What happened with Bruce anyway, Chad? Did he just disappear? Chad, I feel like he might have been too real for the industry, low-key. Chad, now that I look back at it, Chad, yeah, Chad, he might have been too real. People weren't ready to hear the truth a little bit.
So basically, in my eyes, this is really like a prime example of
They weren't ready to hear the truth. The truth.
Not knowing what you have until it's gone, and the it in this situation was gone for basically a year. There was always growing optimism that he was going to return at some point. In fact, the entire DEO got pump faked a few times. I think the pump fake that fooled everyone was the most recent message that he had put into his offline chat, where he claimed that he was going to see us within a week. And throughout that entire week, fans were up in his offline chat just waiting for him to spark a stream, and that stream never ended up happening. But he ended up making it.
Nigga think he Cardi? They think he Playboy.
All up to his community and the rest of the internet on September the 11th. He had put out a tweet from his burner around 1 p.m. saying that he was happy to let us know that a hashtag say was coming later today. And for those of you that don't know, every time before Bruce goes live, he always tweets out say from his main account. It's kind of tradition at this point. So when fans saw this, they ended up getting their hopes up, and this time he didn't disappoint. Bruce had finally went live for the first time in ages, and the energy was a lot different than it was around the time he left. He was being showered with love, peaking at over 50,000 viewers and gaining over 10,000 subs, all within his very first return stream. And during the stream, of course, he would try his best to keep the energy very positive, even telling fans how much he's grown as a person over his 9-month departure.
Your boy got saved, man. Your boy got saved, all right? This is probably one of the greatest moments in my life. Ain't even lie, right? I was very, very, very proud of myself. Like taking this step. All right. Now, my testament is crazy, bro. I just wanted all, like, I just hated the fact that I had such a negative heart at one point in time. You know, when my favorite thing to do is to make people smile. That wasn't me, bro, at all. Like at all. Like it's just, bro, you realize a lot about yourself when you put yourself in solitude.
Now with this return,
nah, that's real though. You put yourself in solitude, you learn a lot. You learn about yourself. You learn about you learn about other people. You know what I'm saying? You learn a lot. I ain't gonna lie, you learn a lot.
As I said, everything was basically completely different. Like, even the people he was beefing with when he left started showing a lot of love, starting with DDG. Now, DDG was probably Bruce's biggest beef thus far in his career, which is why it was kind of weird seeing DDG show this love, because even over the course of the 9 months Bruce was gone, DDG was constantly kicking Bruce while he was down. I mean, I could literally probably make an entire video of the trolling DDG was doing, like, the entire time. Like, they even got into a minor back and forth while he was off the internet. I don't even know how that's possible. But at the end of the day, when he returned, DDG did end up showing him some love by gifting him some subscribers.
DDG, thank you for the 20 get the subs.
Which is a technique that he did tell his students about in Streamers University, and he also used this method with Soluminati.
Yeah, I seen DDG going, bro, listen, no bad blood towards DDG, none of that. I see, bro, one thing y'all gotta understand about this nigga DDG. He's a master at content, bro.
And so far, it seems like this method has been working for DDG because it did squash the beef with him and So, and now it seems like it's working with Bruce as well. Because when he gifted those subs, Bruce didn't say anything negative about him. He hasn't trolled him yet. It's basically been all positive, which led to DDG going live the next day to officially squash the beef with Bruce on his end.
Nah, y'all, if y'all think I'm still holding a grudge about some shit from a year ago, but y'all gotta understand, like, and I'm sure he could say the same thing. Bro, niggas got real lives, real motion going on. Like, it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. And one thing I will say about him though, that I respect, when me and him was doing our little going back and forth online, he ain't never brought up no family. He ain't never brought up the girl I was with at the time. He ain't never brought up, you know what I'm saying? He ain't never brought up nothing that was like over the line. And I ain't either. You feel me? So it really, it's never been that deep whatsoever. It was roasting me about fucking sub counts. Like, who gives a fuck? At the end of the day.
Now, to my knowledge, Bruce hasn't replied to anything DDG said during that stream at all. Obviously, he thanked him for the gifted subs, but other than that, he hasn't really said much about DDG. But the love for Bruce wouldn't stop at DDG, because even Lacey, a person who literally caused the entire beef with FaZe, even he would end up giving Bruce his flowers in the recent stream as well.
Bruce is one of the only people who could sit at a desk for 10 hours and keep an entire chat engaged without having to go IRL. That's not suck. That's literally just speaking facts.
Now, I'm gonna be honest.
Shit, I could do the same shit. Bap.
I do love the positivity and everything that's going on. I love that the internet is back siding with Bruce, but I must say, I do think it's a little fake that all of these streamers are showing love. It's not even about like holding grudges or anything like that. It's more so from a standpoint of like, I don't think these streamers would be showing as much love if Bruce came back averaging like 2 to 3K viewers. Like, they might have been saying he fell off.
Fuck no, they definitely wouldn't, bro. Hey, Bando, you know this, you know the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them boys just trying to make a clip go viral so that they could get some extra little viewers tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Get an extra sub, get an extra dub tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how this shit go, man. These dudes don't fuck with Bruce for real. They not proud of Bruce for real. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about Bruce for real, gang.
Or something like that. Because when I say like he was getting kicked while he was down the whole 9 months, he was literally getting kicked while he was down. So to wrap it up, thus far the return of Bruce has been going great. He's definitely flipped the switch for his entire career. So far in just 2 streams, he's averaged 30,000 viewers, peaking at over 70,000 viewers with that as well. And not to mention, he's also gained nearly 20,000 subscribers. These are literally numbers that Bruce was pulling like in the early prime of his career. And not to mention, he is doing all of this while the Mafia-thon is going on and while Speed is doing a whole marathon tour as well. So while it still may be a bit too early to tell exactly how this is going to pan out, to me, I think it's fair to say that we're definitely going to see Bruce get back into like the prime of his career, where he was one of the biggest desktop streamers. But that's just my personal opinion. As you guys know, the only opinion that really matters to me is you guys' opinion. So with that being said, be sure to comment down below and let me know, how do you feel about this entire situation? Do you guys think the love Bruce has been seeing from these streamers are genuine? How do you feel about his return?
Nah, the love not genuine, fool. But Bruce back though, you know what I'm saying? Bruce back. He might be here to stay. You never know, but